Hey, it is Jane from Mighty. If you're here, you're wondering if the business plan on Mighty Networks is the place to start. I'm here to answer your questions so you can leave confident in your decision. Let's get into it. Let's start with just the plans at a glance. So, one thing to notice is that you have a free trial of the business plan when you start to explore Mighty Networks. So if you're in the middle of your free trial, you're loving it, and you're like, should I choose the business plan? Pretty similar experience to what you would have on the business plan because it's the business plan. You're in it already. If you're loving it, keep going. And then we have our community plan, our courses plan, which have a fewer features and a few more caps on some features, which I'll get into. And then we have our growth plan, which has a few more features, our most advanced automations. And we also have Mighty Pro, which is your own custom branded app and a ton of services, implementation, strategy support to get you set up and running. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, we got a video on Mighty Pro as well, and you're going to want to talk to our people about it. But let's focus on the business plan. On every Mighty Network, including the business plan, you're going to have unlimited members, unlimited admins, we call them hosts, and unlimited spaces. So you are not going to be capped as you try to grow or find a lot of surprise charges showing up as you grow and have success. You also have a lot of flexibility and freedom about what you put in your Mighty Network, who you do it with, who you run it with, that you can experiment with. We love experimentation. That is how you workshop and learn what really works for your community. Now, spaces are the building blocks of any Mighty Network. And you can see in the left-hand navigation here in one of our demo communities, Feed the Flock, they got a couple spaces. And that's how you organize things in your Mighty Network. And your spaces can hold features. So I'm going to go through the features you can put in a space on the business plan. One of them is a lovely chat. So chat, we're all pretty familiar with it, kind of like a Slack experience. You can do these emoji reactions. You can reply in a thread. You can see who else is online. Really flexible, really fun. Great if you have a lot of live, real-time conversations that your members want to have. Another way they can connect is in a feed. So this is more asynchronous. I can post, I can comment, I can still do those emoji reactions. I can still see these threads of conversation. And then you can have these awesome polls and questions that are really, really highly engaging and great to kind of check in with your community. So if you are, let's say, moving courses from one platform and a Facebook group to Mighty Networks, a feed experience might be something your people are really familiar with and something you should explore on Mighty. Unlike Facebook, there's no algorithm. They are going to see what you want them to see. We love that for them. We love that for you. Another feature you have on the business plan is the ability to have a page in a space. A page can be anything you want it to be. It is really just a simple web page. So you could use it to like promote an offering or a program, talk about the badges people can earn in your community, talk about your story, why you started this community. That's a really great use case for it. And often we encourage people to do something like a welcome page, which kind of orients people to the community, maybe has a little tour video, maybe has a little intro video. That's what you see here. Having a welcome page is a really effective use of this feature that you have on the business plan. And it's all about your members, right? So on Mighty, we know that the key to success in any community course membership is how often your members are interacting with each other and the relationships they build with each other. So we make it pretty easy for them to build relationships. And one of the ways we do that is this People Explorer. You can have this for your entire Mighty Network. You can also have it individually in different spaces. So maybe you have a space that's just for people in a specific region or location. You could have a People Explorer like this just in that space. And what it does is just allows people to browse who else is there with them, quickly see what they have in common. So it's a very personalized experience. You see what you have in common as an individual with these other people and reach out to them, break the ice, start a conversation, I love spending time in the People Explorer in the Mighty Networks I'm a part of just to see who is new, who's interesting, who I might want to chat with. It is very, very effective for sparking that initial outreach between members. And speaking of members hanging out together, how about going live? On the business plan, you have 30 hours of live streaming per month. You could have up to 500 people in a live. They're there in the chat, they're commenting, they're cheering each other, they're cheering you. You could have up to 9 people on a screen, real Brady Bunch situation. And it's just a great way to feel like your community is together in the same virtual space. So I really encourage going live a lot to spark that engagement in your community. And you can do it right here, right? You can host your live events on Mighty Networks. You can host them with our native live streaming. You can have Zoom events. People can RSVP. You can even do in-person events, right? So nothing to stop you from putting up local meetups here or having your members create events where people can get together. This is not just for you to host events, right? You can allow your members to host events, another way to kind of keep up those member to member interactions. And so you can have events like this in any space on your Mighty network on the business plan. And then courses. So we have this beautiful grid view. You have unlimited course video storage in your Mighty network. You can teach anything. You could even teach live, record it, and then upload the video here to kind of build a course as you go alongside your community. If you have a lot of courses, if you have a lot of content, this is a really beautiful and effective way to showcase that. It can be a great lead magnet to bring people in. So you could have a course like this that kind of stands alone and you charge for it. And from there, you could upsell people into a full membership in your community, and boom, they would see all the spaces you have there on the left-hand side. So a lot of flexibility, not only in what you have in your spaces on a Mighty network, but how you present them to people and how you see them, how you charge for them, which I will get to in a second. And once people are in there, a lot of fun little things to keep them engaged. So badges, tags, automations. I'll talk about automations in a moment, but also gamification. So as people show up, they're going to get a streak for showing up. They're going to get an emoji milestone when they hit those certain days of streaks that is going to follow them around your community. And then you can also set up community values like welcoming, passionate, creative, whatever you want the values for your community to be. And then as people earn points, which they can get through automations you set up or through your streaks, they can actually use those points to recognize other people for the values they embody. This is a totally different take on gamification because it is all about your members recognizing each other. It's not about a leaderboard, about who gets the most likes, because that really doesn't matter. Again, you want to strike interactions between members. You want to spark those. And so helping them recognize each other with just one little click of a button really makes a difference. And we have seen in communities that have created these custom values and started this recognition amongst their members that the number of private messages between members has skyrocketed. And that is that people magic, those interactions that you want to have in order to be successful in community. So do not sleep on gamification in a Mighty network because it's pretty rad and effective. Another way your members can get to know each other are custom fields. So on the business plan, you have 10 custom fields. You have 5 on the courses plan. You have 30 on the growth plan. You have 10 custom fields on the business plan. These are questions you ask your members. Their answers show up on their profiles. They can be multiple selection. They can be single selection. They can be kind of a text entry like this epic snowboarding moment. And then all this data helps fuel things like the People Explorer, the similarities members see, and it just helps them get to know each other and also feel like their profile in your Mighty network is really personal and specific and focused on what you are all there to do together. So highly, highly encourage you to max out those custom fields. You have 10 on the business plan and give your members all of those little connection points to talk about together. And you can run automations based on your custom fields. On the business plan, you have intermediate automations. And what that means is you have all the triggers and actions related to people joining your Mighty Network, people joining a plan, people finishing courses. You can find a full list of all the triggers and actions you have access to by plan on our website. But automations are a great way to set up these delightful, helpful experiences, save time as a host, but also do fun things for your members that just run automatically without you having to do it every time. So a really simple one is if they finish a course, give them a badge, make them feel celebrated, give them a pop-up message saying, great job with confetti. I love confetti. You can automate it on the business plan. And you can upsell. So you can do it when someone purchases a plan, you can invite them to a space. When someone joins a certain space, you can invite them to purchase the next plan. A lot of flexibility around welcoming, upselling, and doing it all automatically. You can even do it based on custom fields. So if my custom field says, hey, this is my goal for the next year, maybe you want to automatically invite me to a specific course or mastermind you're doing that'll get me to that goal. A lot of flexibility here around automations on the business plan. Finally, as you bring all these things together, you're probably going to want it to look a certain way, right? So you have this extensive branding that you can do on the business plan, from your color to your logo to your imagery to this beautiful banner. You could have something really vintage and cute like this, or you can have something kind of sleeker and modern, or something kind of colorful and retro. No Mighty Network looks the same. And I love that because it's your world, it's your community, it's your vibe, it's the culture you're building. You can really make it look the way you want to on Mighty, including your checkout flow. So we talked a little bit about charging, maybe charging for a course one time and then upselling into a full membership experience. You can do all of that on Mighty, and the checkout flow is really optimized for conversion and super flexible. So you can have a promo code that people have. You can do an installment plan if you have a high ticket thing and you want people to have the option to pay in installments. You can do things like a 6-month cohort. And through it all, as they're about to put in their credit card, they have this great branding moment where you can have an image, you can list the benefits to just kind of get them over that hump to the purchase. And it really feels seamless and in line with your brand. A few other things you have access to on the business plan. You're going to have a co-host in your Mighty Network. This has been trained on community strategy, community design, all our features, tons of insights we've anonymized and distilled from our top communities. It is extremely useful. So do not be afraid to chat with your co-hosts as you have questions about what you're building out. And if something you're building out does not have a native feature on Mighty, you got 2,000 embeds that you can play with. So we play nicely with a lot of the internet. Just drop it into a page, drop it into a post in the feed, everything from a Canva template to a Spotify playlist to a Delphi clone. A lot of flexibility in embeds on the business plan. On the business plan, you also can leverage some fantastic integrations. So we have a native integration with Kit, fantastic email marketing newsletter suite, an integration with third-party affiliates. So something like Rewardful or Rootable if you want to have an affiliate program that you run with your membership. And if it's something else you want to integrate with, you can use Zapier. Zapier works with Mighty Networks, and you get access to that integration on the business plan. So one reason to choose the business plan could be if you're using lots of other apps and services and you want them all to work with your Mighty Network, you might want to leverage that Zapier integration to make it so. And finally, how's it all working? Mighty Insights is going to be your best friend. We have incredible analytics that can get really, really granular. So as you're building your empire on Mighty with your communities, your courses, your memberships, your events, you're going to be able to go really deep with our insights to understand how it's all working and find opportunities to make it work even better. Awesome stuff. Let us recap. On the business plan, It's going to be $189 a month if you pay annually, or $219 a month if you pay month to month. You're going to be able to do courses, challenges, chats, feeds, events, pages. You can even do a single event where you can charge for access to like one really showcase event. So a ton of flexibility in how you use those features. You can have them in individual spaces, or you can have multiple features in a space, which is only on Mighty Networks. You can have 10 custom fields. You're going to want to max out those custom fields. They are awesome ways to get your members to learn more about each other. You're going to be able to connect everything, right? Connect it with Zapier, connect into Kit, connect with these third-party affiliates. So if you have a large tech stack, the business plan could be interesting for you. And you're going to have those intermediate automations for celebrating members, upsells, value journeys, really, really powerful stuff on the business plan at that level of automation. Hopefully, you know a little bit more than you did at the start of this video, and you're ready to make a choice. We have other videos that recap the features on our other plans. Business plan may be right for you if you have been loving your free trial, because that's what it is. So I hope you feel great about working with Mighty. We're excited to see what you're going to build, whatever plan you're on.